We begin tonight from Kaduna State, where gunmen suspected to be kidnappers abducted 6 female students and 2 teachers from a private secondary school in Kakaudaji village in Chikun local government area of Kaduna State today. Police say the gunmen invaded the school through a porous fence in the early hours of today and snatched the girls from their hostel. 2 teachers residing inside the school were also kidnapped by the bandits, and their whereabouts still unknown.
This road leads to the Engravers College, Kakaudaji village in Kaduna State. It is not a smooth ride to this school, which is behind the Kaduna refinery and about 30 kilometers to the state capital. By the time Channel's television crew arrives, school activities should be going on, but not here. Instead, it is the presence of soldiers and policemen in strategic places, empty classrooms, deserted hostel rooms, and signs that some of them left in a hurry. That is all that is left after an early morning attack on this school.
And yesterday night, waking up was come park student day. And park 6 students with teachers, 2 teachers. Then carry them go. Then come in the night, and then they come silent. After they don't carry them, then they start the shoot gun. They start the shoot gun. After they don't carry them go.
Management of the school declined speaking on camera. Some parents are around to pick the last batch of students yet to leave. Police are promising to get to the root of this attack.
Command is doing all its best to ensure that the victims are released and the perpetrators are brought to book to face justice. To call on the proprietors of such private schools around, especially those ones that are located outside or at the outskirts of the Kaduna metropolis, to always liaise with the immediate police formations nearest to them in terms of security provision and, of course, prompt report of incidents. This will help the police to enhance security coverage and equally fast response in incidents like this.
While they wait for the fulfillment of these promises, residents of Kaduna State hope there is end in sight to the spate of kidnapping that is now common in the state.
Meanwhile, the Inspector General of Police, Mr. Mohammed Adamu, has launched the reviewed Force Order 237, which concerns the use of force and firearms. The new order, which was reviewed in collaboration with the International Committee of the Red Cross, stipulates new guidelines for the use of firearms by officers and men of the Nigerian police. Mr. Adamu says the step is to check the issues of excessive use of force by policemen. Our correspondent, Amaka Okafo, reports.
Over the years, the Nigerian police have often been accused of extrajudicial killings by right groups. The social media is always awash with stories of police brutality and use of force.
We are happy to officially launch the revised.
It appears that is about to change following the launch of the review of Force Order 237 by the Inspector General of Police.
It is considered expedient that Force Order 237, which defines our rules of engagement, be reviewed, standardized, and simplified. I'm delighted to announce that with the support of our local and international partners who have successfully completed the process of reviewing the document, and today we shall formally launch the revised Force Order 327. Which is not only comprehensive and modernized, but simplified for ease of comprehension by all members of the force.
There's a chapter here that talks about training and the conditions and the factors that are required, the modules that are required for the training. When you pass the training, you'll be given a certification, a kind of ID card that approves you for the use of a particular firearm.
To match words with action, the police chief announced some reforms to support the new order.
I have at various fora confirmed our determination to adopt less lethal approaches and equipment in our policing duties. This is with the intention of ensuring that the sacred lives of citizens whom we swore to serve and protect are not endangered in the life in the line of our duties. It is in furtherance to this that I initiated action in acquisition and deployment of electromuscular disruption technology-based weaponry, which is commonly known as teaser or stun guns for low-risk police operations.
The challenge for the Inspector General of Police and his team is how to ensure that the policeman on the street is abreast of the new order and is able to comply with it. Amaka Okafor, Channels Television News.
The president is still in South Africa, where he has been holding talks with his South African counterpart, Cyril Ramaphosa, over the recent attacks on Nigerians and Nigerian businesses in the country. The president again condemned the attacks, while his host, President Ramaphosa, apologized, promising that appropriate measures will be taken to prevent a recurrence of the attacks. Our South Africa Bureau Chief, Betty Dibia, has more.
President Muhammadu Buhari's state visit began with all the essentials of the ceremonial. After a private chat between the two leaders, delegates from both sides settled to the Binational Commission, the first since it was elevated to the presidential level.
A warm welcome to you and your distinguished delegation. Your visit is important to us.
Both sides also openly endorsed what's been agreed behind closed doors, and the presidents addressed the media. The host once more apologized for the recent violence against foreign nationals in South Africa, which led to reprisal attacks in other countries, including Nigeria. And President Buhari condemned the attacks on both sides and cautioned Nigerians as well to live according to the laws of wherever they're living in.
I think Nigerians know the stand of the leadership, that when you are in Rome, you do what the Romans do. When you are in a country, you study the people and the laws, and you get yourself in line with what the authorities and the people accept there. If you do anything outside the people's understanding and agreement, they will not accept it.
We welcome the willingness of the government of Nigeria to work with us to address these challenges. During our talks, we reviewed a range of issues of bilateral and continental and global interest to both countries.
From the union buildings, all proceeded elsewhere for the Niger-South Africa Business Forum. The 18-point joint communique from the Binational Commission talked about commitment to the strategic relationship between both countries continentally and globally, as well as the re-establishment of the consular forum of both countries to meet twice a year. President Muhammadu Buhari's official state visit engagements end this Thursday. On Friday morning, he's expected to hold a town hall meeting with Nigerian citizens before departing for Nigeria. From the Union Buildings in Pretoria, South Africa, Betty Dibia, Channels Television News.
Joining us now to discuss President Buhari's visit to South Africa weeks after the xenophobic attacks is retired Ambassador Femi George, who joins us from our studio in Abuja. Ambassador George, thank you for joining us on the News at 10.
Thank you very much for having me, and good evening.
Great. Now, what do you make of the circumstances surrounding President Buhari's visit to South Africa, the timing of it, coming weeks after the last xenophobic attacks, following which hundreds of Nigerians have returned home, and the fact that this is President Buhari's first visit to South Africa since President Cyril Ramaphosa's new administration started?
Yeah, we will have to look at the president's visit to South Africa from the background of what had happened. With those xenophobic attacks against Nigerians, a lot of people have thought the president shouldn't visit. But we have to consider from the protocol point of view. I think the last visit was to Nigeria from South Africa, and automatically it's Nigeria that should then visit. But those the recent problems caused many people to say, no, the president should not visit. But I think the Nigerian government made this point very, very clear. Its reaction was justified by recalling, by asking for the return of many Nigerians. But it was also measured in the sense that, yes, we left the room was left open for negotiations or dealing with the crisis. And one was happy that, yes, the South Africans sent envoys to not only discuss, but also particularly to apologize for Nigeria, to Nigeria and Nigerians for those attacks. Consequently, I think one should look at it from that angle, because you cannot allow the good relations that we've had between the two countries to just be taken away like that.
So
that
it's about the mending of ties, Ambassador. Ambassador, this is about...
Exactly.
Yeah, okay, so amending of ties, but both leaders agreed to set up an early warning mechanism so that they can inform each other on any restiveness. This will be the first time, Ambassador, that this will be happening. I remember the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Jeffrey Onyema, did also set up an early warning system the last time he was in South Africa, consisting of a hotline, which hasn't been used yet. An early warning systems, are they really effective when it comes to mob action?
Well, that's a different, the issue of mob action. But the point is that that has to be that mechanism which will be complemented with other issues. For instance, yes, there must be an appropriate legal mechanism that will ensure that even for whoever is apprehended or for engaging in attacks, not only on foreigners, but even immigrants, so that they can be adequately dealt with. Yes, the mechanism we're talking about, the early warning system that we're talking about, but if the two countries actually are serious, which I'm sure they are, based on what has happened recently, I have no doubt that the two of them are, at this point in time, are very, very serious about ensuring that such attacks are reduced to the barest minimum. I know that we've had two of such in the last, 5-6 years, and not much has happened. But this particular case, the last incident, has no doubt brought to the fore the need to find all ways to ensure that xenophobic attacks are at least taken off Nigeria-South Africa relations.
Ambassador Femi George, thank you again for speaking with us on the News at 10. Appreciate your thoughts and your analysis on the issue.
Thank you very much.